When Eilat Mazar realized she discovered an ancient structure near Jerusalem, she turned to the Bible to help explain what she found.
And she learned that this new discovery supports the biblical accounts of King David and his son Solomon. Once again, here's Gordon Robertson.
2 Samuel 5:11 says the Phoenician king Hiram sent messengers to David and cedar trees and carpenters and masons, and they built David a house.
So it's a palace fortress, well built, for good reasons. This is most probably the palace that King Hiram built for King David. We know its date, which is around 1000, which is the time of King David. The Phoenician style of construction is quite emphasized. The Phoenicians are great builders, as we learn from our excavations in Phoenician sites.
Inside, the team found more evidence of royalty, from ancient seals used by court officials to a variety of carved ivory utensils, too expensive for a regular home, but perfect for a palace.
The major part of this structure is still hidden, needs to be excavated. What we have in hand is less than a quarter, I would say really much less.
Across the street from the city of David, Mazar is directing another dig as well. Just outside the Temple Mount, she found more royal ruins, this time from David's son Solomon. In 2010, excavators revealed a giant wall more than 220 feet long and almost 20 feet high. Mazar says this is the city wall described in 1 Kings 3, which says that Solomon built the wall all around Jerusalem. It connected David's old city with Solomon's new temple.
We can really say that the biblical description of King Solomon building the wall of Jerusalem around suits so well what we see. This is the only place that a fortification line is needed. It's surrounding that area. It connects to the Temple Mount. It's everything that fits the biblical story.
Critics were quick to dispute Mazar's conclusion, but she had carbon dating on her side. Pottery shards found at the ground floor dated to the 10th century BC, when Solomon was king.
Sometime in the late 10th century, early 9th century, the king of Jerusalem built a most highly skilled fortification that indicate that it's a strong regime, centralized, with great abilities. But then we have this biblical story that tells about King Solomon doing the same thing. So he did, and then like 50 years later, some other king did the same thing. So I think we can drop all these, fighting against the Bible. The reality was that the sophisticated fortification was built by King Solomon. And this is only part of it, and it's very impressive.
Inside the wall were more clues pointing to King Solomon. 1 Kings 4:7 says that he had 12 governors who provided food for the king and his household. And inside the gate, Mazar's team found evidence of their work. Jar handles with seals inscribed, "To the King," and large clay jars for storing grain. Mazar believes they came from the royal bakery.
On one of the vessels, there is an inscription, incision in ancient Hebrew, saying that Lesar Ha'o, meaning to the minister that was in charge of the ofim, in Hebrew, which bakery.
Mazar's hunt for the house of David isn't over yet. Next on her agenda is the palace of King Solomon, which she believes is just north of this wall.
Whatever I'll be able to contribute and add to the research of ancient Jerusalem, this is my huge privilege. There is only one Jerusalem in the world, but it's not like I'll start or end anything. We are only at the beginning of it, and it's going to be generations to come.